Usually when we talk about a driver that Rory, Tiger, Scotty Scheffler, Nelly Korda are playing, usually means it's probably going to be pretty good. So let's find out more about it. All right, guys, Scott Hogan here. We are back at the Mistwood Dome. We are talking about the Qi10 from Taylormade. So again, we always see a very big marketing campaign from Taylormade. So always a lot of hype around these drivers, but do the drivers live up to the hype? All right, so let's talk about these drivers and then we'll go ahead and hit a few and test them. So we talked about it. There is a new kind of thing going on this year because of, I think we're kind of getting maxed out on speed for a lot of people. There are some companies trying to push that still, but forgiveness is going to be the big thing. Stability in the club head is going to be the big thing. So you are seeing, again, we have something new this year. This is with the Qi10 Max. You are having a 10K moment of inertia head. So what does that mean? Again, it's the ability to resist twist when you are swinging it. So that means if you hit the ball and you hit it off the toe, should have a little bit less twist, or the heel, a little less twist of that face. So we're gonna try that out as we go. But first, let's just talk about the looks of the golf clubs as we go through. So again, these are gonna be more, we see a lot of matte finishes on drivers. These are actually gonna be very, very shiny. These have a very glossy finish, but gonna be pretty simple in the shape, very pear-shaped. Now, the difference of what you're gonna see throughout the heads, we have the LS model, we have the regular model. Now the LS is what Tiger plays, and I believe Rory actually just switched into the regular model for the Qi10. But what you're gonna see essentially is just a little bit different weighting on the head. So the LS model, we actually have, all three drivers are gonna have this little flange weight on the back. They all three have that. That's trying to get some weight onto the back of the club, affect that launch angle, keep the ball from launching too low, and also helping you dial in a little bit of your spin rate. But with the Qi10, we have a weight on the front closer to the face. When we do that, that's really what can help keep spin off of the driver. And then this one actually can be adjusted a little bit for some draw fade bias. You can see it's not much, because usually you're gonna be a little bit more of a high swing speed player. You're also gonna be a little bit more of a solid striker. So we don't need as much adjustment, let's say, on how we're gonna move that club around. Now, when we get into the Qi10 and the Qi10 Max, you're gonna see very similar weighting. So the Max has a weight on the heel, they both do. Now the Max you're gonna see has this weight more towards the hosel, so it's even more of a draw biased club. We still have a little bit of a draw bias on the Qi10, but the biggest difference is, I think, is you're gonna see in the heads, we have more head going back towards away from the face. So that's how they get the moment of inertia up. They're getting that center of gravity farther and farther back. Having these carbon materials now, that's helping do that. So that is going to make the driver slightly shallower. Just from an eye test, it's definitely shallower. It's something that you're gonna wanna look. Also, if you're a sucker for colors, I kinda am. You do have the carbon faces that have the colors, so these can be customized. This one is gonna be blue. That's what you're gonna see on your stock options. But again, you can take a look at Taylormade's website and you get them custom. So that's something to check out. But always comes down to what does it feel like? How are you hitting it? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look. I wanna take a look at this LS head. I've got it set up. I do have it a little bit on a draw bias because I typically struggle on the low spin heads trying to draw the ball. So I have it on the draw bias. I got it at 9 degrees right now. We can always adjust that. Let's take it for a run. Better contact there, better ball speed. Wow, so I hit that one really good. It's 1300 spin rate on that. All right, guys, so I'm gonna pull a little Rory here because obviously I'm as good as him. We are gonna try out a little bit. I am still getting a little bit of a fade with this, even on my best strikes. I do wanna try the regular head, just see what I get, because this head is extremely low spinning. So I'm a little worried that I don't have enough ball speed for that spin. I actually know I don't. So we're gonna try this Qi10 regular head. Let's see what we get. That was my favorite one right there. Oh baby, oh baby. We might be in trouble because that's really good. So I love this regular head. I'm starting to learn maybe I don't need a low spin head. I need to just change my mind a little on that. But we have a 10K driver. That's the new tech. Obviously we got to hit that. So this is actually really good. I don't expect to beat this, but let's find out. This is really forgiving, honestly. I hit some really good ones, and when I hit it really good, it was awesome. So honestly, this is a really good one. I'm not usually somebody that goes for Taylormade drivers, but I'm very, very impressed with this one. I will say these are different looks, these Max heads. Any of the Max heads, they're just a different look than I'm used to. You can definitely feel the draw bias to it as well. That was hit pretty good. Feels really good. It feels really good. The strike and everything feels really good. I can just tell this isn't going to be the driver for me, but is it the driver for somebody? Yeah, actually I do. I think this is a driver for a lot of people. It's going to help you draw the ball, going to help you if you do not hit the ball in the middle of the face. That is always going to be number one. A lot of people will get more distance. Even if I'm swinging this a little slower, you might actually get a lot more distance just from the fact that it's helping you with the launch of the ball. That's always a big key as we go. So again, you're seeing my numbers. I'll put those all up here, but it's not going to be as much, and it's definitely taking spin off of the golf ball, for me at least. But again, it's more for the person that is going to try and correct their ball flight with having a spread across the face as far as contact goes. That's what we're looking at here. That was ripped. So that's ripped, absolutely ripped. And I'm definitely a little bit of yards. But again, I can hit the center of the face pretty consistently. I'm not great at it, but I'm not a tour player by any means. But I can hit the center of the face, so I might get a little bit more benefit from a different model than having all the forgiveness. But again, it just depends on who you are. I will say that looks pretty good, although it is spinning a little bit more now with a good strike, and it's going to be just slightly slower. On the club speed, again, because of how big the head is, it just feels a little slower, but then we're seeing that in the numbers as well. All right, guys, there you go, Qi10. Honestly, really impressed with the drivers. And actually this regular head, again, not the low spin, but the one right in the middle where Rory is, that means we must be the same, right? But that one felt awesome. And I actually had a really good dispersion with it. So it's really going to be a good one to contend. But as we're talking about, it's not necessarily what I do with it. It's just understanding what the different drivers do and what you need. So this is where I think it's so important to go get fit, because all drivers are going to be very similar sometimes, but it's about being able to try and see which ones work the best for you. Going into this season, if you would have told me that a Taylormade driver would be at the top of my list based on my past experiences, probably wouldn't have been there. But after trying them, just because of what I've tried in the past, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. This is actually a big upgrade for my own game compared to when I tried a driver in the past from them. So definitely something to go try out, but really good look. And obviously they have the names that back it behind it. So if you have any questions about all the drivers that are coming out in 2024, please leave a comment down below, and make sure you check out our previous reviews. I will link all those up here. And if you're not a subscriber already, click that subscribe button. We'll see you in future videos on the channel. So thanks everybody for watching. Peace.